Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Mr. Big Z, and welcome back to episode 10 of Banished to the Frontier. I'm just trying to take care of something real quick. We came under a interesting scenario. So I'm just going to pull up right here and pause for a second. We are currently doing a contract that is delivering logs to our own building. So a little bit of a drive through the map, but we have 21 logs. How many do I have in tow here? 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 9. Perfect. So we have 21 logs. Hopefully we can get them done in 3 or 4 trips. But time is running out. We have 8 hours on the clock left, so I think by time 11 a.m. comes around, this will become expired. Now, one thing I want to do is I want to take a look. So we are currently 32,000 and counting down liters of lumber, liters of wood in our sawmill. Now, if I accept those, it does not go up. Okay, well, I wanted to try that. I was really excited to see if it would work, because that would have been sweet. It's kind of weird that it doesn't work that way, but either way, this is a, I think, $5,500 contract roughly. So I'm just going to get this done. Not as great as I had initially thought, but I'm going to wrap this up and I'm going to be right back with you guys pretty shortly. Okay, so we're actually all done. I don't know if it's a combination of bad math or just really good timber loading skills now, but yeah, we were able to get it all done in one extra trip, or one more trip than what you previously saw me at. So we are here dropping off our second load. If we brought over 9 last time, we should have, oh damn, I have to figure out how to get that back up. We should have 13, 12, because there was 21 total. We should have 12 on our, or 11 technically, in the trailer, and then we carried one with some nimble forest navigation. Cool. Let's finish up this contract, and then I'm gonna take a nap, get to some sunny days in later part of July, so still the same month. Let's just double check something. Contract income, yeah, sweet. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Still haven't missed a month since our last mishap. But yeah, let's get some sleep. Okay, so there's 1 or 2 things to talk about here. So I'm just going to set up for a little bit of fertilizing once this rain is done. In real life, I don't know if this rain would negatively impact the fertilizer I have there in my hopper. I would imagine it would, at least clump it up and make it a little more difficult to spread. But first, let's take a look at this. I was not able, I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but I was able to fertilize our 2 smaller fields before the day turned over, before July started, bringing those both to 2 states of fertilization. However, we only have 1 state of fertilization here on our larger field, so I'm okay with that. We'll just run around real quick and toss down some fertilizer on our large field. But one thing you may also notice in the bottom right hand corner is that we no longer have the realistic weather mod turned on. I actually uninstalled it. If I'm not using a mod, I typically just uninstall it because I like to just deselect, reselect all before I join back into my game play save. So yeah, we got rid of it. If you saw last episode, and if you haven't, go back and watch last episode, but if you have seen last episode, you remember that we only got 25 bales off of our 3 fields. The previous time, when it was just mowing wild grass, we got 22, so an additional 3 bales, maybe 3.5 bales with the partial bale that we had. I guess you can call it 2 bales, because we got 22 plus 1, and then this time it was 24 plus 1. Either way, definitely not a lot of additional growth in our crop or in our grass. And I'm blaming it on the moisture levels. So the moisture levels was working in an interesting way. I think it's a really cool concept. I just don't think it's being executed very well. Our fields were constantly dry. There were a few periods of rain throughout the first harvest, the field creation, sowing, and then re-harvest of our first or second, however you want to see it, grass harvest. Now, I did a little bit of testing. I tried out the irrigation, and I think I spent roughly 5,500, maybe 5,800 or so, and that only increased my my moisture to 5 or 6%, and of course that's going to keep going down as we move forward. I also off camera tested how the spraying works. I brought in a sprayer, I loaded in some money just to test things out because I wasn't confident in the mod, to be honest. And I sprayed down some water. There were two interesting things that happened. And if you guys would like to see it, let me know. I can definitely replicate it for sure. First thing that happened is that the water that came out of our sprayer was leaving extremely quickly. I was using this sprayer. Let me just pull it up real quick. I was using this sprayer, 1,200 liters, and that, let's say I turned it on here, mind you, it's pretty wide, but let's say I turned it on here, I was only able to get about that much of the grass watered before my 1,200 liter tank would empty. And the weird thing is that it didn't really put down any real moisture. It might have gone up like 1 or 2, sorry, 0.01 or 0.02%, which was ridiculous. That would mean I would have to spray like infinitely to get a relatively good amount of water put on. So I'm just assuming that there's something going on with the mod. Maybe I have a mod conflict, I don't think so. But I just think that something's going on with the mod that's making it not work as intended. Because I can't imagine that's the way they intend it to happen. And if it's happening this way with grass, which had a 0.0 constant chance of withering, I would only imagine how that would work in fields that actually had crop that were able to wither in advance of their calendar date. So I pulled the plug in it, I removed the I removed the mod, and it's something I'll be looking to maybe reinstall at a later point, maybe on this save, maybe on another gameplay playthrough, if and when there is a mod update. So that's where we are now. The other thing I wanted to quickly talk about was the fact that I've been doing a lot of one thing, a lot of baling, I guess two things, mowing, baling, and getting and making wood and selling wood. So in efforts to prevent this from becoming a very repetitive gameplay for like the next 10 episodes, I'm going to do a little bit of fast forwarding. I'll try to bring you back in before I make any big crazy decisions, but realistically I don't think you guys are all here to watch me mow grass, fertilize grass, roll grass, bale bales, and then sell wood. What do I have planned for the next big update, next big event? I'm looking to get some animals. I think I want to start with some of the newer animals to FS25, so or at least things that I haven't used before. I know there are bison in the game now, so I plan on throwing some of those down, maybe trying to replicate a little bit of a wildland area. Hey, maybe there's some bison in this area that were caught or were raised, and we're going to join in on some of that madness and try to get some bison. I don't remember if there were goats in the last playthrough. It's odd that this is still, I guess that's just going normally. Sorry, focus. So I don't know if there were goats, but I definitely didn't do anything with goats in FS22, so I'm going to jump into that at some point. Maybe not very quickly, because one of the issues with doing this survival, this rags to riches on hard economy, is that you really don't make much money very quickly at all. So that is something that might, or that will happen later. I just don't know how quickly that will happen. So outside of the buffalo or bison, whichever they may be, I will just be taking care of these fields, which don't need much taking care of, to be honest, off camera, and jumping back in when something interesting happens. I'll try to keep my finances in check and show you all The contracts that I'm making, the sales of lumber or bales that I'm doing, and maybe I'll throw in some videos, no promises on that, here and there to kind of recap some things. But we're currently sitting at 8 a.m. in July, and I don't know when I'll be back with you next. In terms of real world video releases, they should be pretty frequent and pretty regular, but in terms of what month, what day, what hour we'll be back, I am not sure. So once again, sit back. This episode isn't ending here. The next time you'll see me will be definitely a jump in time, a jump in months. The cow slash hopefully buffalo pen is about $80,000, and then I also want to make sure that I'm able to transport them just kind of as like a semi role play portion where they're not going to deliver bison to my field. I need to go and buy them. I'm not buying a ton, so I don't need anything too crazy in terms of animal transport, but I definitely want to make sure that I can do that on my own. So we're currently at $43,520, and I'm just going to keep pressing on with my fields, with my little homestead. I can see a piece right there that I need to get before hitting the start menu. And as always, I'll be back with you in a bit. Let's just take a quick look at this. Yeah, one strip here to do, and we'll be back once again. I'll see you guys in a bit. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is the amount of bales I imagined I'd get the first time, last time I did my baling. As I round back, you can see that this field is absolutely just covered in bales. I don't know if you can see them. We can see these ones over here. Tons of bales over there. Even more bales down on that other field. This is what I was expecting. Okay, so we're wrapping up baling. I did decide to bring this back in the month of September, and this is good. Now the issue with this is that I'm going to have to figure out exactly how and where I'm going to store them. With a lot of bales comes a lot of responsibility in terms of storage, I guess you could say. Yeah, look at all these bales. This is it. I wish I had these fermenting into silage right now, or at least this many fermenting into silage last time. So we're just going to pick up this last little bit here. Probably won't get a full bale. Close. I'll take it. I'll take it and store it for next time. So we have this to do. Let's take a quick moment to talk about our totals. So you can see I have my forks attached. That's because I needed to go down to the shop and buy some more, not Ranny wrap, I forget what this is called. I think this is round net wrap or round bale wrap. Yeah, it's in the left corner, sorry, bottom right hand corner. What am I doing? I'm looking, I'm not driving. I needed to buy more round bale netting. So I got another a pallet of 5. Yeah, 5 rolls, slapped those on, and it all worked out pretty well. Yeah. Let's take a quick little look to see where our most or our least fermented bale is. 91%, not too bad. By end of day, that should be all wrapped up. We're also sitting at $71,193. I should have, I believe, thrown in a few of our things, a few of the things that we did over the last few months or month or two. I don't even remember. I've kind of just been playing freely and enjoying it. I can drop this off. Let's get that done. And then let's go sell some. Oh, I need something. I need to hook back up to my baler actually to get a final number on how many bales we actually harvested. Once again, I'm pretty sure this is the same episode, but once again I decided to no longer use that mod. What mod was that? I decided to no longer use realistic weather mod. I was kind of excited for it, but it is what it is. I think this is going to be number 5 and number 6 of prefab walls. I've kind of just let the sawmill run its course, and I've been pretty happy with it. I'll probably turn it off or switch it over to something else, or who knows, maybe I'll just leave it as it is. So let's see, can I attach on the front? No. Let's disconnect, spin around, and let's get our total numbers. Last time when I was harvesting, I thought I'd get roughly this amount. We are currently sitting at 50, sorry, not 50, I wish. Too shy though. 48 bales. 48 bales of grass currently sitting on the fields, and those are the same size, 125 centimeters, 3,500 liters of grass. Will I bale all of them? I don't know. I truly don't know. What it's going to come down to is the next big thing we're going to be tackling, our animal pen. I was doing some thinking and I don't know where I'm going to put it. I don't have that much property. If I jump over to my map, you can see that this is my property, and it's kind of all covered with stuff. I think initially I was thinking about putting the cow pen or bison, buffalo pen up here, kind of in the north-ish side of it all. There is this flat area that I might choose to use, but then there are fields on left and right sides. But I also have this area. I might try to figure out where exactly this is and maybe try to take advantage of this little triangular corner. We'll see. First things first, let's get over to the shop. Let's sell these. Let's sprint back, hook on up to our forks, grab, I guess I could have kept those forks on. Grab the last 2 prefab walls, sell those just to make a bit more cash. We should be getting pretty close to $95,000 after these 4 pallets of prefab walls are sold. Let's get it done. Let's jump over there and let's get back and put down an animal pen, finally. Okay, so let's jump straight into it and let's put down this cow pen. I have this $80,000 cow pen here, and it's a little bit of a nuisance to put down. I haven't placed it quite yet, but I have messed around with it a little bit just to see some small areas in which it could go. And these are my options. So, mind you, you're going to have to slightly ignore the overlaps. I guess I could do... Yeah, sweet, I can do that. I can place free mode. So let me straighten myself to begin with. We own up until... Where is my boundary? I want to say my boundary is about... Here we go. Yeah, it's about here. So somewhere south of this line is my boundary. Now, outside of that, this is where I initially wanted to put it, at the most northern tip of my property. But with this area here and all this stuff in the way, I don't think it's gonna work. It could, but I'm not too sure. Also, we have this area here. If I'm, yeah, there we go. So once again, just to the left is not my land. I could put it here in this flat area and then just figure out the fencing after that. Might have to move, or I will have to move all these items out of the way. But this isn't a bad area. Even if you think about it in the flow of the property, we have this road here that comes down, sweeps in, and I can have this right here. There should be a fence somewhere on this. Yeah. And I think that makes sense. But let's also see where else we can put this. Oh, and if I put it here, I would most likely get rid of this entire grass field, maybe expand this gravel paddock out a bit more for something else, factories, shops, sheds, whatever it may be. Now we should have a good bit of land kind of in this area. I really wish there was an easier way to identify, even if it was just cones, like if I could just buy cones. Do I have cones? Guess I could put down a fence. I don't really want to do that. That's slightly expensive. That's a light. No. Ooh. Okay, I might use this. I might use this as a bit of a need something bigger than that. $100 for a, oh yeah, these don't sort in order. Okay, sweet. $10 looking like the cheapest for its size. Yeah. Man, I get so many random stuff. $10 for this post. I think that red garbage can I saw earlier might do the trick. Yeah, pretty cheap, tall enough to see things. Okay, so I need to mark out my boundary, at least for now. So I'm also not on the straightest. So if you can see my cursor, the box is kind of like that. Okay, so that is not my property. Land is not owned. Okay, let's toss one there. Okay, so I'm actually liking this area over here a lot more and more. Now that I have these, I'm going to call them cones for the time being, but now that I have these markers, these cones out here, I really do like it. It will have zero impact to any of my other fields that I've already created. It shouldn't. I wish my draw distance was a little bigger. But yeah, if I toss this way over here in the corner, that means I could easily access things. I wish I could hold this item here. I want to see how far that goes into my forest. Okay, I think I've made some decisions. I think I have. I spent a lot of time just kind of bouncing around in that construction mode. The only issue is that it's a little hard to see where my cones are, because the draw distance isn't very far at all. I have a good amount of trees here. And this is my boundary. That goes all the way up that way. Yeah, although these trees aren't fully mature, I think it's going to be best for me to just start dragging these on over to the sawmill. I'm pausing because it's I think this is going to be another big job. Another big job to unlock not just the lumber in some future revenue for me, and I'm sure this is going to be a good bit of lumber. This is a pretty dense little forest here, but also a big job in getting everything chopped down, moved over, opening up my fields and my land here to take advantage without getting rid of anything that I've already planted and created into a field. Yeah, this is gonna have to be it. I'm gonna end the episode here. Unfortunately, I wish I could put this down. I wish I could drop this item down and start putting some cows into it. But it's just, I just can't get away from thinking this is gonna be a perfect area. We even have some real big trees here. Hopefully I can fit that much wood into my sawmill. Okay, it's 4 o'clock. I'm gonna leave the grass the way it is right now. I think that's gonna be maybe not best, but what I want to do right now. Let's go ahead and let's take care of that's such a far drive. 8 logs, pretty close, straight into my sawmill. I'm gonna take care of this. And that's going to be it for me in the month of September and for this episode. After I finish this contract, I'm just going to spend the rest of the night just tackling getting my bovine. I don't want to call it cows because I'm not planning on putting cows there. Whether they be bison or buffalo, that's what's going to go down. So I'm going to take care of the contract, chop down a ton of trees, and then hopefully start working this path down around and into my new buffalo area. I'll save that area down there just to the left of the bales for another smaller pen, maybe chickens, maybe goats, something else that won't take up so much room. But yeah, big steps coming forward, big steps. Anyways, let's wrap it here. If you guys are enjoying it, and if you're really interested to see what happens with that woodland area and how my buffalo pen comes to be, stay tuned. That is definitely something I'm in the works of doing very soon, if not immediately. Feel free to give the video a like, the channel a subscription, and if you have any comments, leave them down below. As always, I'm Mr. Big Z. I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll see you next episode.